Don't go anywhere. Horizon is here to stay.
Hello everybody, Noobcore67 here, and today we're going to be checking out, or in my case, revisiting a game which is in a pretty unfortunate situation right now. What do you see at the horizon? A festival that never ends, they said. But the festival couldn't escape the fate all racing games meet. Delisting due to car and abusing licensing issues. Starting from 15th of December, Forza Horizon 4 will be delisted from all digital stores. It's unfortunate because this game is probably my favorite of the franchise, though I'm likely biased because this was my introduction to the Forza Horizon franchise, and the last time I properly played it was probably 2 years ago. But now many people are coming back to the game, myself included, or buying the game while they still can, especially the 80% off sale that was a while back on Steam. Or never left the game to begin with because the game was still pretty popular on Game Pass, despite Forza Horizon 5's existence. So let's revisit the game that never ends and discuss the things I like the most about this game. This isn't really a retrospective, a review or anything like that. It's just me yapping into the microphone about the game I really like. First off, the graphics. They are still beautiful to this day, and the environments sometimes look better than Forza Horizon 5, in my opinion. Speaking of the environments, the map. United Kingdom has its own feel that isn't really found anywhere else in the franchise. It has its own unique vibe that I just kinda like. It's fun screwing around the map, looking around the world, adoring the views. Admittedly, it might have been a bit bland compared to Australia or Mexico, much more fitting locations for a festival. I also like the driving, how it handles its more arcadey feel, but I don't have much to say aside from that, so I guess we'll just move on to the next section. The cars. The cars look amazing, and there is a lot of them, like 640 of them post-launch. There's a lot of diversity in that selection. You have your typical cars, supercars, off-roads, buggies, vintage, muscle, whatever you want, Forza probably has it. The car sounds, though, they are pretty lackluster and flat, which has been a common criticism of the game. Seasons were introduced in this game, cycling each week, which made the map definitely feel more alive and unique. They really made the game stand out from other racing games, while also paving the way for festival playlists. They gave neat rewards like wheel spins, t-shirts and even new cars. A great way to make the players keep coming back. Though you had to 100% complete the playlist to get the highest rewards, which was just way too high for players and was quickly changed to 80% completion after Backlash. I never really cared about completing them though. Aside from the festival playlists, seasons were also pretty controversial, because they changed the gameplay and weren't purely visual, like spring or winter making the cars more slippery, like in real life. And since you can't change the seasons yourself, because they're in sync for every player, some players just avoided the game when there was winter or spring. The general community consensus is that winter is pretty lame, generally. I don't have much to say about the soundtrack, but there are some bangers in it definitely. And the main menu track, which is A Moment Apart by Odesha, is probably my favorite in the franchise. There's one more thing I'd like to discuss about this game. I never really played much of any multiplayer game mode in Forza, except for one.
One versus everyone! This is the Eliminator! Go!
At first, the idea of this game mode is weird, to say the least. A battle royale in Forza? Would that even work as a game mode? Actually, it works quite well. You're dropped into the map with a level 1 car, being a Mini Cooper, with 71 other players, so about 72 players in total. You have to find drops, which are signaled by purple smoke. These drops provide higher level cars for driving on the road or off-road. You also have to watch out for the storm that's always getting smaller and smaller. You fight other players by challenging them to a 1v1 race, and whoever reaches the finish line wins, like in a normal race. At the end of the game, all the remaining players are participating in a final race, with the storm disappearing completely, opening up the entire map. First one to reach the finish line wins and becomes the Eliminator. This is a surprisingly fun and casual game mode that I'm glad carried over to Forza Horizon 5. But the previous game's rendition was still better in my opinion, mainly due to the car roster, especially the first level car. The Cooper is just simply better than the Beetle. I also really like the announcer's voice acting, which adds a lot of character to the game mode. It's by far my favorite part of Forza Horizon 4. Should you buy the game before it gets delisted? Yeah, sure. Especially when the next Steam sale hits and the game will be 80% off again. Regardless, it's still a game worthy of your time and I highly recommend it. But what about the DLC? That will probably be for another video. I don't have the Fortune Island expansion, and I haven't played much of the LEGO Speed Champions expansion. That might be in a later video if I actually get around to beating it. If you still want to buy the DLC, then ever since June 25th, you can't buy the DLC anymore by itself. Only with the Ultimate or Deluxe edition of the game. So yeah, that kinda sucks. And December 15th is probably going to suck even more for Forza fans. But I guess even the never-ending festival has to end someday. But I'd say the true end of Forza Horizon 4 will be when the online servers shut down. Thanks for watching. Insert obligatory comment, like and subscribe here, and I can see you again in the next video.